eat, drink, and change lives. Some people talk about second chances, but Chad Hauser, he builds them. The Dallas native and executive chef started Café Momentum a little over 10 years ago just as a pop-up, but now the founder and CEO is the 2025 James Beard Foundation Humanitarian of the Year, and his mission to transform young lives is gaining momentum beyond Dallas. Chad joins us to tell us about the prestigious award, of course, that's right here, and his plans for the future. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I'm so glad to have you here. Congratulations, first and foremost.
Thank you.
It's
still surreal.
I can only imagine. How did you hear that you were getting the James Beard Award for Humanitarian of the Year, and where were you? What was your reaction? I'm sure it's something you'll never forget.
I was literally driving up 75 to the Communities Foundation to film a video for them, and received a phone call from the Beards Foundation, and the woman told me it's my honor to tell you the James Beard Foundation 2025 Humanitarian of the Year, and I just started crying, and she started laughing. And, she said laughing is probably not the appropriate response, and I said I'm laughing too. I'm just crying and
in
laughing.
the middle of it. Yeah, exactly. My goodness, what was the awards night like?
You know, they said prepare like it's like the Oscars, and while I've never been to the Oscars, it was every bit for me like the Oscars. It was incredible with the red carpet and celebrities and cameras, and
you clean up nice.
Not bad, huh? Don't tell anybody.
I won't, except for, all the people that are watching right now. Now, I read that you also ended a dry spell in Dallas. There have been lots of nominations, but this is actually the first James Beard Award the city has won in 31 years, which is so exciting. So since Dean Fearing actually won it. So how do you feel about that you broke this dry spell?
Yeah, 28 years ago when I first started cooking, I didn't think I would hear the words dry spell, Dean Fearing, Chad Hauser in the same sentence.
Yeah.
No, it's been honestly just incredibly surreal and a proud moment for me. I talk a lot about how the horrible stereotypes that our kids face every single day, and things that have been said to me. And it felt like such an incredible national acknowledgement that people aren't talking about our kids that way anymore.
Yes. Let's expand upon that. I want to know more about Café Momentum, why you got it started, 10 years ago, I think we said. What was the push?
It was actually 17 years ago that I I walked into a Dallas County juvenile detention facility for the first time, teaching 8 young men to make ice cream. And long story short, I spent time listening to 8 young men teach me who they were, how they were, and why they were. And when one of them won this ice cream competition we were making ice cream for, he was excited, told me he was going to get a job in a restaurant, asked my chef opinion on whether he should work at Wendy's or Chili's. And for me, there was understanding that he was never going to make it to a Wendy's or Chili's, and understanding why. And I thought, if I don't want the world to work that way for him or for anybody. And so I spent more time just volunteering and listening, and that was where the idea for Café Momentum came about.
Sometimes I think people just need to be seen and they need to be heard, and sometimes we do not get that when we need it. And so I'm sure you showing up for that young man really changed the whole trajectory of his life, and so I'm sure that's the mission now for Café Momentum as you guys have continued to build and grow over time.
Yeah, well, and it happens every night. We have grown. We're in Pittsburgh and Atlanta, and we'll open in Denver next year.
Wow.
And it's the power of something as simple as a wonderful meal, how it can change the lives of our community's most marginalized and at-risk youth, just by making them feel seen and heard for an evening.
Yes, indeed. You just talked about growing and expanding. You actually have a flagship that's being built right here in Dallas. Give us an update on that.
Yeah, we're halfway through a $10 million capital campaign to build a 12,000 square foot, 2-story flagship Café Momentum in the Wilson Historic District, thanks to an incredibly generous land donation by the Meadows Foundation. And it's going to allow us to not only increase our impact here in Dallas, but increase our mission across the country by being a space for others to come visit and learn our model and take it back to their own communities.
My goodness, I'm sure you are doing such good work that I'm sure you're going to need some help in certain areas. So tell me, volunteers, donations, what do you guys need right now to keep the mission going?
Yeah, I mean, donations, obviously, we are, I joke that all restaurants are nonprofit. We're just honest about it. But we need donations to sustain, because we're more than a restaurant. We have our own high school, Café Momentum Academy. We provide 24/7 case management, mental health services, and it costs money to operate. So donations are incredible, and to help us round out our capital campaign is is integral, but also coming and eating.
Yes, that's an easy way to donate as well. All you got to do is eat.
And you get to benefit.
There you go. There you go. Chad, thank you so much for being here, for sharing your mission with us, but also congratulations on this fabulous award. You're more than deserving. Thank you for all that you've done for the North Texas community.
Thank you.